Good morning. Welcome to a regular meeting of the Brevard County Commission, Tuesday, November 21st. It is an honor to have Pastor Tim Franklin in the house. I think.
He's right there.
Oh, come on up. I looked at you and you didn't nod, so I thought, oh, no.
Sorry. Father, I thank you for your presence here this morning, and I thank you for these men and women chosen to lead this county.
Thank you, Lord.
And I ask, Father, today for your amazing grace to rest upon them, that you would give each of them clarity of thought, that they would have your wisdom in all things that they must accomplish today. And again, I ask for your amazing grace to fill this room and fill these hearts, and may your incredible peace rest upon everyone. I ask this in Jesus' name.
Thank you. In Jesus'
Amen.
name. Amen. Thank you, Pastor. We are moving and, got a quorum. Call the meeting to order. Commissioner Tobia.
Please stand and join me in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have no meeting minutes for approval, so it is my pleasure to move this over to you guys, selecting a chair and vice chair. Commission, what's your pleasure? Commissioner Tobia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I would like to make a motion to nominate Commissioner Steele as the chair of the following year Brevard County Board of County Commissioners. Commissioner Steele and I have been on opposite sides many times in the past. And in fact, we've not necessarily seen eye to eye on issues up on the board, but I have faith in his character, faith in him as an elected official. I'm proud to sit up here next to him, and I'll be proud to call him my chair. So with that, I'll nominate Commissioner Steele as Chairman Steele.
Got Commissioner Tobia, you didn't say all that when you nominated me.
You didn't run against me.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second by Commissioner Feltner? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. Commissioner Steele, I'm going to give you the seat here.
Thank you. Commissioner Pritchett, would you join me down here at the dais, please, for a second, please, if you don't mind?
I know Commissioner Tobia wants to come too.
Only,
Come on, the rest of the commission, would that be great?
I still won't run against you.
Unless you want to run against supervised elections. I don't think it's a surprise that over the last year, the Brevard County Commission has run so smoothly. When I came on board in July, I knew that these meetings sometimes got a little rough, sometimes got a little difficult. But I can tell you right now, I've never seen anybody as a chairperson that has done a better job than Commissioner Pritchett. And I can assure you that the rest of our county commission is very, very grateful for her service. I'm very, very grateful for her mentorship in regards to the last 3 or 4 months. And on behalf of Brevard County, would like to give you this plaque. Okay, well, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Doc. So with that, I believe we need to nominate a vice chairperson. And the floor is open for nominations.
I will nominate Rita Pritchett for vice chair.
Before we do that, Commissioner Tobia, would you like to serve as vice chair?
Madam soon-to-be vice chair, absolutely not.
I knew you would.
I'm very, very happy with vice chair.
Okay. Just checking, Fran.
Is there a second, please? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. Boy, am I grateful because I have no clue what to do up here with all these buttons. I've got the other chairperson right here, so thank you very much for,
Wherever you set us
Right.
next week, we'll sit.
you sure?
Yeah, you get to place us wherever you want us.
If she's over here, she works all this stuff for you.
You guys are confusing me already. I quit.
Rob's gotten good at it.
You can
Commissioner
still play
Felton.
with the buttons. All right, well, let's go forward with the agenda if we could, please. We have the consent agenda ahead of us. Does anybody have anything they'd like to pull on the consent agenda to discuss? Okay, so we do have speaker cards. Sandra Sullivan? Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Tobia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to vote no on F3 without comment.
Okay. So any other additional comments on the consent agenda? Sandra, if you don't mind coming up, Ms. Sullivan, please.
So F3 is about a property owned by Parish Medical, which Parish is owned by the county, to sell this land to St. John's River Water Management District and for the State of Lagoon funds to be used to put in stormwater. So the representation is made that this was land acquired under Florida Forever. It was not. The lands to the south, owned by St. John's and the county, were acquired under the Florida Community Trust grants, but this particular property is not Florida Forever. I would urge you, since we're going to commit county funds to maintaining it under EELS, that EELS acquire the land because, as you recall, the people involved with EELS indicated they wanted to preserve estuarine saltwater marshes, which this property is. We've lost most of the saltwater marshes in the Indian River Lagoon. This is very crucial to acquire this property for the protection of the lagoon. This, to me, looks a little odd to put it under St. John's, and you got a property owned by a power company next to it, which has seemingly plenty of room to put in a stormwater pond. So why you need to destroy an estuarine saltwater marsh to put in a stormwater pond raises a question, unless that property has a developer in the wings, maybe on the power property, to put in a high-density development. But they have plenty of open space by the aerials to put in a stormwater pond. So given the misrepresentations on this item and the questions, I would request that you table this until we know what the purchase price is and more details. Thank you.
Any comments?
Motion to approve consent, sir?
There's a motion on the floor to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion unanimously carries. We now have, is there any public hearings today? I don't see it. Well, I got Steve. He's coming up next. I believe, Ms. Sullivan, you filled out 2 cards. Did you have another comment? Oh, on the public comment? Okay, that's down at the bottom of the agenda. All right, under new business, under community service group, we have Steve Charpentier here, who would like to address the commission in regards to the opioid abatement service with Brevard County. Steve, please, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, all members of the commission. As you know, I represent you with respect to the opioid recovery processes, multi-state litigation that's been going on for the last few years. I gave everyone, including county manager and county attorney, a handout of this PowerPoint just in case I don't get through it. You'll at least see it. And I would ask that you all pay particular attention to this article right here, that I threw in your file just to let you know what the state's thinking about and how you may want to deal with that as your attorney. So, along with Mr. Mokwa, who's right here, and our firms or local counsel in the National Prescription Opiate litigation, and we filed a suit on behalf of Brevard County in the Middle District that was transferred to Ohio, where the multi-district litigation occurred. And that happened in March of 2018. We were hired. The suit was filed in January of 2019. So 3 of the commissioners weren't here then. 2 of them were. And I want to thank those commissioners for all the help that was given to us, because they worked with us on getting this going. The staff was fantastic. The sheriff's office was fantastic. We had to bring a bunch of numbers together in a real quick fashion. And the county attorney's office also was a big assistance in that regard, so quick thank you to them. So we had 45 defendants, categorized in this case, 45. Manufacturing defendants, folks that actually made the drugs, distribution, those that distributed it throughout the United States, and in our case, Florida, retail defendants, where the public bought the drugs. And then we had Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family, which were the origin. If you've seen it on Netflix, you've seen a lot of what went on, the origin of this particular crisis. So fast forward, a lot of work. We had national settlements on a global basis, nationwide, and we had Florida-specific settlements where the Attorney General for the state of Florida did a great job taking the lead on that, and that has been done. So you have two groups of settlements there. They're not all complete. This is still ongoing, but I wanted to bring you up to date with the majority of the case being resolved thus far. So I go to my third sheet, and I have the Florida allocation model. I'm not going to get into that 3-bucket allocation today. It's in that PowerPoint, because that would take up more time than I have. And by the way, thank you for the grace of this time this morning. I really do appreciate it from the former chair and the current chair. Thank you very much. Here's what's important is essentially 100% of all opioid funds must go toward abatement. 10% technically can go to administration of that abatement process, but 100% toward abatement. It's distributed over time. And I can give you the specifics of that again in another time because we don't have time today. So this is payment of money over time. Out of the Brevard Regional Fund, we've recovered $44 million. Out of the Brevard City and County Fund, part of which goes to the county, part of which goes to cities, there's another $10 million. So that you guys already have, Ian Golden's, we're working on that, some organizations set up to figure out how best to distribute those funds, and you will be overseeing that. So that's an important aspect, and we can talk a lot more about that as time goes by. Now remember, this is payment over time, presumably years when none of us will be active in this anymore down the road, up to 18 years for some of the distributions, but the bulk will be sooner than that. In Brevard, we have the Brevard County Opioid Misuse Task Force that's in place now, and the Brevard Prevention Coalition, and we can give you more information about those. Pending bankruptcies, so there's some things that have yet to be resolved to see if there will be greater recoveries. I have that on the last page. It's Purdue, Endo, ISIS, and then there are some remaining defendants out there that with pending cases, individual defendants. So there may be, excuse me, some additional recoveries. Did we have the distribution numbers to date in this at PowerPoint, that what we've recovered thus far?
Yeah.
What page was that on?
You might have a draft.
Okay. Give me those numbers while you have it, because I
Right.
have 20 seconds.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Okay. Thus far, thank you, Matt. We've received this Brevard County Regional Fund, $6,572,894.67. That's real money in the till. And the Brevard City County Fund is an additional $509,000 and change. I'm at zero. Thank you very much.
You are, but in case somebody has any questions from the board, does the board have any questions of Mr. Charpentier? No questions.
Good.
Do we need to approve the staff to enter into negotiations with multiple agencies? Yes? Do I hear a motion to approve staff to enter into negotiations with the multiple agencies for the opioid abatement service?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, board reports. County manager,
I have no report.
county attorney.
No report, sir.
Tom Goodson obviously has no report. John Tobia.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate the no one kicking me out of the vice chair.
I'm looking forward to that. I would never do that. That's one of my favorite parts of the meeting.
Today is National Stuffing Day. My office already had a stuffing competition, and I thoroughly lost. Useless Florida fact, the Dry Tortuga National Park is home to Fort Jefferson, which is the largest masonry structure in the Western Hemisphere. This day in Florida history. On this day in 1817, General Gaines sent 250 men from Fort Scott in Georgia to arrest Chief Namathalla. Gunfire was exchanged in the process, and this was the start of the First Seminole Indian War. The Seminoles are yet to be, they're still unconquered. Hopefully that changes this weekend with the Florida State game. No prediction there. Okay, most importantly, county employee recognition, and we have a number of folks today. They all come from the county attorney's office and the support staff. So I want to thank the county attorney for getting all this information together. We'll start with Calvin Kahn, is a staff support specialist. Calvin has worked in the county attorney's office since April 2019. Calvin was born in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. He is
Stand up, Calvin.
he is an officer in the Paralegal Association of Florida. Brevard chapter. His favorite color is orange, and he is an avid moviegoer, with his favorite movie being Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Interesting fact, Calvin was prom king at Space Coast High School in 2007. That was pictured up there. And then he took a picture with me just for as Elvis. I want to thank Calvin for answering the phone always so cheeringly, knowing that my office is usually asking his office to do quite a bit of work. So thank you so much, Calvin. Jackie Guadalupe serves as the county's public records coordinator and is currently training to expand her responsibilities to include records management. Jackie has worked for the county since March 2020. Jackie has a great sense of humor, is always quick with a joke. Her focus in life is helping others. She enjoys working with charities, participating in disaster relief efforts, and teaching others about the Bible. She loves animals. Jackie, thank you for your work, and thank you for all the public records. You help many folks out there who want to know what's going on in government, and we thank you for the job that you do. Employee number 3, Karen Lane, is litigation support specialist and our paralegal extraordinaire. Karen has worked at the county's office since May 2016 and loves spending time with the family. 2 kids and 3 grandkids, quilting and martial arts. That's a great combination there. Don't mess with Karen. She's a 1st degree black belt in Aikido and a 5th degree black belt in Taekwondo. Together with her husband, she runs the Brevard Martial Arts Academy. Wow. Wonderful. The real question is, who wore it better? Great picture up there. I wonder, as a side, I just saw, I may look up your evaluation. One of the things on evaluation is safety. I think we should require someone with a black belt. You know, you better have gotten a 5, otherwise more screwed up there. Nadia Fohl has served as the county attorney's office since July 2014, where she started at the front desk. Nadia's commitment to service and positive attitude.
Nadia, are you here? No, she's not here.
Resulted
Okay.
in the
Hard for her to stand up then, isn't it?
Okay, including public records coordinator. She is now the legal office administrator. In this chief of staff position, she keeps the office running smoothly and juggles a number of tasks and responsibilities. Speaking of juggling, Nadia is a mother of 5 kids, grandmother of 2 grandkids. She loves traveling, Starbucks, Disney, and the Dallas Cowboys. Nadia will be leaving at the end of the year to move to Fairfax, Virginia, God's country, with her husband, who is a colonel in the United States Army. Nadia is a pleasure to work with, and she will be greatly missed, but we are excited as she embarks on her next adventure. And not least, Shelley Nelson has worked in the county attorney's office since September 2002. Shelley, where are you? Wonderful.
Come on, Shelley, stand up.
Record management specialist in the county's designated record management liaison officer, a position required by state law. Early in her career, Shelley modernized the county attorney's archaic filing system by spearheading the transition to an electronic document management system. After organizing the county attorney's office, Shelley was tasked with updating and maintaining the county's records retention system at the Cocoa Central Reference Library. At the time, there were so many boxes and documents in the third floor records center that an engineer report warned of potential collapse. Shelley's first task involved removing thousands of boxes of records pursuant to retention schedules established by statute and averting impending disasters. Since then, Shelley has developed from scratch a records disposition system that allows for a dramatic reduction in dead paper files in accordance with legal requirements while maintaining records with future reference value. She's widely known as her ability to find any county document or file, electronic or paper. Next month, Shelley will be retiring after more than 20 years with the county. The county attorney's office and entire organization will greatly appreciate her decades of experience. Shelley is a mother of 2, grandmother of 5, music lover, and an Anglophile. In retirement, you will find her hanging out with grandkids, rocking out to a Led Zeppelin tribute band, or sipping tea and watching the BBC. Thank you for making our lives so much easier. And if you haven't been paying attention, this is what this report, it's not only about the wonderful people that are in the county attorney's office. Basically, there's going to be a bunch of openings. So this was Morris's easy way to say, if you need a job, the county attorney's office will have some openings. Morris, I'm going to punt over to you with the chair's approval to add to your wonderful employees that you have here.
Well, thank you so much for the time. They certainly deserve the appreciation. I certainly appreciate them. We have a great support team. Nadia sends her regrets. She is very ill today, or else she would be here. But thank you all for what you do. Shelley, good luck on your impending retirement. And thank you, Vice Chair.
And Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
that concludes my report. Thanks.
On additional board reports, Commissioner Feltner, do you have any report?
I have no report.
Commissioner Pritchett? Okay, we do have a public comment card. Sandra Sullivan, got the hat on. Gobble, gobble. Come on up, Sandra. I'm going to refrain from any Thanksgiving jokes.
Good morning. It's a special day when you get this hat. There's only been, I think, one other occasion that has warranted it. And that was Port St. John sewage plant. So I'm here today to talk about we got mucked. The voters of Brevard on the Save Our Lagoon sales tax, infrastructure surtax got mucked. Couldn't figure out why we had 66% of the sales tax going to muck dredging. I was shocked when I saw in the minutes county commissioners in 2016 talking about it was not legal to spend it on muck dredging. It's interesting what you can find online. So we got mucked. Legislators proposed tapping sales tax to remove muck to create a half-cent sales tax, infrastructure surtax, to use that tax for muck dredging. Right in writing, December 2015, we got mucked. It's written in writing, the intent to create a tax for muck dredging. So they created a Senate Bill 346 that died in appropriations. So is it any wonder we got mucked? When the commissioners discuss on public record, they're not allowed to use the sales tax, the infrastructure sales tax, for muck dredging. I sent you guys all an email that details out all the references to all the state statutes that define what this tax can be used for. It can be used, for example, for the acquisition of property for the DMAA where you do the muck dewatering, but it can't be used for maintenance dredging according to what I read in the state statute and according to your own county attorney and your county commissioner's discussion in November of 2016. Other sections of state statute define the two types of muck dredging, capital dredging and maintenance dredging. So capital dredging would be capital infrastructure, you're making it deeper or wider, but maintenance dredging is removing muck. So again, we got mucked. The people were promised that this tax would be spent on saving the lagoon. It was promised on things like AWT sewage plant upgrades. There's nothing in there about that. When I read the plan for the first time in 2018, I did a search for sewage, not one instance of that word. What was the discussion? I mean, we had a big fish kill in 2016, and in 2017, we dumped 22 million gallons of sewage. All the discussion was about infrastructure. We rolled that tax back to 24%, and since Brian Loper left, it's going to be back up to 66% by the end of the tax. We got mocked.
Thank you, Sandra. Excuse me, Ms. Sullivan. Prior to the time that we end this meeting today, I would like to ask the commissioners to think about who they would like to have appointed on the, Kathy has given me this wonderful assignment to make sure that I think District 2 will be appointing the Central Florida Expressway Authority person. The Central Florida Regional Planning Council comes from District 2 and District 4. The commissioner needs to come up with an appointment. Economic Development Council comes from my district, District 5. The Election Canvassing Board, not unfortunately, but I guess will include myself and one of the appointments for an alternate. Of course, Florida Association of Counties, we all are members of that. The FAC Board of Directors for District 19 will come from District 2. The Indian River Lagoon Council, there's 2 appointments, one from District 4 and an alternate from District 2. Public Safety Coordinating Council, District 4 needs to come up with an appointment. Tourism Development Council, there's an opening for District 1. Affordable Housing Advisory Committee, once again for District 1. The TPO, each and every one of us have to make a suggestion for appointments. And then the Value Adjustment Board will come from District 3 and District 5. So if you would please send in your suggestions to Danielle in regards to who you'd like to have appointed. Commissioner Felter.
I don't think they necessarily come from certain districts. I think those are the commissioners who are on those boards currently.
They very well could be. I could have totally misunderstood Kathy the other day. So.
It's okay. So I think maybe what you're looking for there is maybe our preference,
yes.
Right? On which ones we'd. I have no problem staying on the boards that I'm on. Make that easy if that's what you want to do. But anyways, I think that's the situation.
I appreciate that very much.
Commissioner Still, I'm fine with that too. This is your discretion if you want. This is where you get to tell us what to do the only time. But it's your discretion what you like to do, but I'm here to serve.
Okay, my discretion on what I'd like to do is have you send or call Danielle and make your suggestions, and then we'll make the appointments at the next board meeting, if that's okay.
Is that okay, Morris, or should we send to you maybe, or how do you want that?
You can do that, yeah. That's fine.
No, I'm just talking to Kathy.
Yes.
I'm just messing with her a
To me,
little bit.
Sorry.
We don't really vote on it, so I
Yeah.
think you just kind of pick who you like, and then sometimes they'll fuss back at you, and then you end up taking the boards that nobody else will have.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. That's the way we
Morris,
did it.
you want to clarify this, please?
You're welcome to send the assignments that you'd like to make to us, to staff.
Okay. So if the commissioners would send their suggested assignments to Morris, then we'll move forward at the next meeting. Is that okay? I appreciate your patience with me in regards to the chairmanship. Feel completely blessed that you have trust with me. I was especially moved by Commissioner Tobia's motion to appoint me, and I thank him for that, and looking forward to serving in a good and honest and fair way, so,
gonna do
in
great.
everything we do. So, is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor? The motion is adjourned. Thank you so much. The meeting is adjourned.
The opinions expressed by any member of the public during any period of public comment do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, or the program sponsor, and are solely those of the presenter. The Board of County Commissioners of Brevard County, Florida, Space Coast Government Television, and the program sponsor hereby expressly disclaim any and all responsibility or liability for any defamatory or slanderous statements expressed by any member of the public during any such period.